In this lesson, we're going to show you how to move files on your hard drive from one place to another. You may choose at this point to skip this lesson and come back to it later when you find it more applicable, but very often you'll find that your hard drive gets full, or that you finish working with photographs and you want to move them off your hard drive to make room on your internal hard drive and create a backup or an archive on an external hard drive. And in this lesson we'll show you how to do that. It's actually very easy, and the first thing you need to do is locate the drive in your left panel. So I have my hard drive, my internal hard drive, Macintosh HD, and I want to move things to my Seagate backup drive, which is an external drive. Now, there are two scenarios. Firstly, you may already have a directory on your external drive that you want to use, in which case you can skip to the next part of this lesson. But you may not have a directory that you want to use or a folder that you want to use, so you need to create one. And you can come here to this plus next to folders where it says create a new folder, click on it and say add folder. I then am taken into Finder if it's a Mac, or Explorer if it's Windows. And I come down to my external hard drive and I say create a new folder, and I'm going to call it archive. I create that folder and hit choose. Now you see down here on my Seagate backup drive I have a folder which is grayed out called archive. I now want to move these smoky pictures off my hard drive into the backup drive, into the archive drive. All I have to do now is click on that and literally move it down to archive. And you can see up here it says moving folder. And the numbers of my images are dropping as it's moving across to my archive folder. If I expand that, you'll see it says Smokies 23. So I've moved the images off my internal drive onto my archive, but it's still here as part of my library. Another way to do this is to go and say add a subfolder, give it a folder name and say put it inside archive. And I could say Malta, for example. And if I'd selected photographs, I could check that and include the photographs that I've selected and hit create. And it would create a folder under my archive called Malta. In this case I've put a river, which is clearly not from Malta, into that archive. So clearly I made a mistake by including that river photograph, and I want to put it back into my Smokies folder. So all I have to do is go and grab the photo. You grab it in the center of the photograph, in the center of the image, and you just drag it back into that folder, and it moves it out of the Malta folder back into the Smokies folder. I could then go and select my Malta folder and take an image and put it into the Malta folder. If I decide that I want to move my Smokies folders back off my archive onto my hard drive, all I would have to do is select it, drag it, and put it in the pictures folder. See, it's moving the folder and it's moving it back photo by photo onto my hard drive. So it's a very simple process to move and reorganize your catalog.